Hello, 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 welcome to Firearms of America, and today we have another... Wow, that's a small box. Let's find out what it is. We have another pair of Under Armour trail running shoes. Yes, and this is Under Armour Syncline, and they call it hiking shoe sneaker, also known as a trail running shoe. Anyway, I was pretty impressed with these shoes for one of the main reasons being the fact that they feature a cool BOA system. And you guys know, if you watched any of my videos, if you didn't, you should. You know that I do love the BOA system. It is absolutely my favorite. And before we even get into the review, let me just quickly demonstrate it. You unclick this little wheel, this thing comes out, you put your foot on, that's it. You lock the string, you spin it, spin it, spin it, and bam, nice and tightened. I absolutely love it. Now, if you don't have a whole 15-20 minutes, however long this review is going to be, these shoes are great. I do like them. They do run true to the size. So yeah, just go ahead and get them. If you're looking at them, you're not gonna regret them. But if you do have time to watch the whole review, you already know, or you don't know. Well, if you don't, let me tell you, this review is specifically for our Ultimate Survival Boots section. And I know this is not a boot, but in this case, a shoe, a trail running shoe. Here's the thing, whenever it comes to the survival shoe wear, right? Whatever you're wearing on your shoes, it's really not about whether it is a boot or a shoe. It's all comes down to the personal preference. Do you want something that is big and bulky like a boot and have a lot of different protection, the reinforced toe, the long shaft and all of that sort of stuff, the very thick bottom sole, outsole? Or do you want something that is fast and light, and like these, for example, they are not waterproof, but they do have a really cool water draining system. We're going to talk about this later. Anyway, how do we determine whether it is a good survival boot shoe in this case or not? Well, we have 8 different criteria. The very first criteria is the comfort. Now, in order to test the comfort, what I do is I do a 5-mile run, and actually a 3-mile run, not that good of a runner, 3-mile run, and then right after a 5-mile walk, non-stop, everything, without taking off the shoes anywhere in between. The total wear time is about 8 hours without taking off these shoes. So let me tell you, obviously, as you would expect, very light, very comfortable. The bottom sole is very flexible, so it was easy to run in this. After all, these are the trail running shoes, right? So it was very easy to run in this. However, I do have a few things to mention whenever it comes to the comfort. For whatever reason, I did have a little bit too much space in this area right here for my pinky toe, so it was just like wobbling around. It was a little bit weird. So I do recommend for Under Armour, if you guys are watching, you probably are not, but if you do, to add a little bit of a mesh inside, very similar to what Salomon has. Yes, they do already have that, to kind of create that wraparound feeling that holds your foot in place whenever you're running. It is very important that your foot does not wobble whenever you're running, because if it does, it creates that friction with different things around the shoe, and it just makes it very uncomfortable. So it wasn't really very uncomfortable. You know, I'm a complainer. That's why I do reviews, because I am a complainer. But you know, I'm doing this review so that whenever you buy the product, you know what you're buying, and you're not just like, oh wait, I didn't know this is the case. So that's whenever it comes to comfort. Another thing that I wanted to mention whenever it comes to comfort is that the inner sole is not very impact resistant. It doesn't have a lot to it. It's very firm, and because the outsole, which we're going to talk separately about the outsole in a little bit later, but because the outsole is, you will see this spikes right here, they are very, very hard, which is good, But because there isn't really a lot of anything in between, you do get a lot of that impact transferring through these through the bottom sole to your foot. So if you are running, you better be running properly on your tippy toes. And if you are, if you are using your heel to run, you will get tired in these pretty quickly. You're gonna, your feet gonna start hurting because there isn't a lot of impact. So again, for Under Armour recommendation, guys, do something with the inner sole right here. I would recommend a little bit more jelliness to it. Okay, that's everything I wanted to mention whenever it comes to the comfort. Overall, I would say I would give these shoes a solid 7 out of 10. I would give them more if they were a little bit more taking on the impact and also a little bit more, wrap around feeling to hold your foot in place. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, which is proofing and protection. Now, as you would expect, because these are just the trail running shoes, these are not in any way no boots or anything like that. They don't offer a lot of protection. Okay, so nothing reinforced, nothing reinforced, nothing reinforced. So if there is an impact on something, if something is falling on your foot, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. Not in these shoes. However, whenever it comes to a little bit of protection, I can mention here that the outsole is very hard. So if you step on something hard, something sharp, it's not going to be easily penetrated because it is a very tough rubber. It's not one of those softer rubbers that, a lot of trail running shoes, they use a soft rubber. They make it thick, but they use a soft rubber so that it is flexible. What Under Armour did here, they did a very thin layer of that super hard rubber and then a softer rubber on the top, which is smart. I think it's good. But here's the thing. You're probably wondering, what the hell is all this stuff right here? Yeah. If you step on a nail and the nail happens to go through this, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. There's nothing you can do. You're done. That's it. You're done. But here's the thing though. Forget about the nails, Under Armour, okay, whatever. You weren't thinking about nails. You weren't thinking straight. But what this is actually kind of pretty cool. It is a water draining system. So if we're talking about waterproof, no, these shoes are not waterproof, but they are designed with a quick dry in mind. So if you do step in a puddle, if you're crossing the creek in these and they get soaked, they will dry very quickly because there isn't really much to dry at all. This mesh right here, you can see it's a see-through basically. Yeah, it's just like a fishnet or something. And this holes right here, yeah, I was trying to come up with a fancy name like vents or anything. No, these are just literally just holes. Yeah, they will obviously help dry very quickly, and on this side as well. And these right here, these are the draining vents. So it is kind of smart in a way, but again, if you happen to step on something and that something sharp happens to go through this, yeah, that's pretty much goes straight into your foot. So yeah. Alright, criteria number 3 is the quality and the design features. Now these shoes are relatively new. If you find them on Amazon, in fact I included the link in the description below. If you follow it, you won't find a lot of reviews, a lot of ratings. They do have several different sales pages for these for some reason. I don't know why, don't ask me, but they only have like 10-20 reviews on each. They are good positive reviews. Obviously, they do deserve a good rating. The quality is nice, the build quality is very good, and the design features are, pretty smart if you think about it. The water draining system is pretty smart without stepping on anything sharp. And my favorite, of course, the BOA system. Now, this is really why I got these shoes for my channel to review them, because you guys know I'm pretty picky whenever it comes to stuff that I review on my channel. I don't want just random stuff. I want shoe companies, especially Salomon. If you guys are watching, you probably not, but I want you to start implementing this. This is a good thing. This is a must. Now, speaking of this, these are just regular strings, okay? These are just regular strings. But a lot of times you will find that BOA system, it comes with reinforced string. So on the outside it will be a regular material string, but on the inside it will be a metal rod inside of it. So it's super strong, you know, it's not just gonna tear. This, if this tears, well, I'm sorry, that's it, you're done. Just throw it in the garbage. The shoe is done. I don't think you can really replace the string on these. Maybe you can if you're having like an engineering degree or something, but yeah, be careful with these. These are just the material. But the whole point is, what I want to do is I want manufacturers to start implementing this BOA system more. It costs a little bit extra, but it is so worth it, especially whenever it comes to your survival shoe wear. Why? Because you want to have something that is quick. Bam! Put in your shoe, go. You know, you have a freaking explosion or a war or something crazy outside. You know, liberals surrounded your house and they demanding you to give up your AR-15. I don't know, whatever. You need to put on something quick, run out of your house, and then run away from everybody and to your safe destination, right? Example, okay? This will allow you to do that. You know, if you sit down and try to shoestring every string, and then you're done with one, and then you get on the second one. Yeah, no. Okay, so done with the criteria number 3. Let's talk about the criteria number 4, the outsole traction and stability. Now, I already briefly mentioned the outsole being nice and firm. It's good. Whenever you have longer spikes like these on the outsole, you do want it to be hard, because I had that problem with one of the Salomon trail running shoes, popular ones. If they are too long and if they're not firm enough, what that creates whenever you are on the flat surface, like for example this desk right here, it creates a little bit of that overslide, because they are so, you know, easily bendable. And because they're long. With these shoes, there isn't a problem like that, and I'm very, very happy, because whenever I opened the box and I saw them, I felt like that might be the case. But no, this is definitely not the problem. Now, I tried them on a variety of different terrains. Some of you know, around my house, I have a brand new tarmac that was just placed. I have an older asphalt. I have a rocky road. I have a trails. I have a little kind of like a beach, because I have a lake right nearby, so there's a really sandy, very sandy, like really bad sand surface. So I was able to try these shoes on a variety of different surfaces, and they perform very well. The only thing I wanted to mention, a little bit of a complaint, which kind of goes to the first criteria about the comfort, is because there isn't a lot of anything that takes on the impact, because the bottom sole is so hard. Whenever you are walking on like a flat surface, kind of like a tile, marble, whatever, concrete, you do get a lot of that impact. You do feel a lot of the impact transfer to your feet, so it's not very good. But whenever it comes to the traction and stability, the outsole is definitely very good. Now, I'm not even going to mention the snow or winter or ice or anything like that. Obviously, this has nothing to do with it, because there are holes everywhere, so you will freeze right away. You know, if you're planning it to get it in the winter, I'm sorry, it doesn't work out like that. Okay, so let's get to the next one. The next one is number 5, the temperature. Again, not a winter shoe. Don't even think about it. I wouldn't even recommend. Sometimes I have shoes that are not very insulated, and I say, yeah, get them, and then get a good pair of insulated socks and you'll be fine. No, you're not going to be fine in these, for sure. but in my Florida weather, it was really hot outside today whenever I was running, and they are obviously very nice and breathable. It's like, oh, you're almost like not wearing anything at all. So in the heat, you're gonna love these. Absolutely love this. Okay, so let's move on to the number 6. It's the sizing. The sizing, they're definitely true to the size, but again, I want to mention here this weird space right here. I'm not sure. The thing is, my feet are not really narrow. They are more wide. So I do prefer a little bit of a wider shoe. These don't really look wide, but for some reason I had a little bit too much space on this side of the shoe. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's done with the sizing. Let's go to the number 7, which is more important one, and it is balance of application. And here we talk about if this shoe really was your last shoe that you put on in your ultimate survival situation, and something bad happened, a catastrophe, a war, whatever, and this is the shoe, the last shoe, thanks to BOA system, you quickly put it on and you run out of your house, and now you have to walk and then run, and at some point climb, and maybe even fight. Would this be a good shoe for all of these different situations, all of the different scenarios, all of this different anything? I think this shoe has a potential, right? This shoe has a potential. As long as you're not considering them in a colder climate. If you live in a colder climate, and you better have an option for cold, obviously. In the summer, this would be great. Running through the forest would be nice. Running through any kind of different terrains would be fairly nice. They're light, so they're not going to slow you down. You do get a lot of mobility, obviously. But overall, I think because they are very easily to put on, and because they are a really nice everyday sneaker, you can just wear them to work, you can wear them to grocery store, whatever, and not draw attention if you would, for example, compare to wearing like a post-apocalyptic looking boots, right? Hunting boots or hiking boots, because they all look kind of weird, most of them. So I think on that area, it's definitely a plus. So if you are more towards mobility, and if you're more towards everyday use, I think you're gonna appreciate this trail running shoes. Now, as a trail running shoe, these are definitely pretty good. There are a lot of options out there. For example, Salomon, I did review a few of those on this channel. Check them out. Pretty good options, especially XA Pro. Check it out, my recommendation. But here is the thing that leads me to the very last criteria. Criteria number 8, the price. Now, the price is where I got a little bit surprised, okay? These shoes currently in this size, they were only $76. And check out the link in the description below. Make sure that the price is still that, because it can change. But whenever I was getting them, they were only $76. And I think it is a very good price. And you will not find a lot of competition whenever it comes to the trail running shoes in that price with the BOA system. Yes, BOA system, it runs pretty expensive most of the times. So whenever you have shoes with the BOA system, you're talking about $150, $200. This is only $76. So I don't know what Under Armour did there and what they sacrificed to make these shoes these affordable, because Under Armour, they're really not a cheap brand. They do have a lot of products that are affordable, but most of that is some expensive stuff. And honestly, $76 is not cheap. I don't want to sound privileged in any way or anything like that, but I think it's a definitely fair price, especially considering that it's Under Armour, a lot of cool features, and there is a BOA system in that. So what do you guys think about these trail running shoes? Now let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate them. I wanted to mention that your requests, I definitely look forward to them, okay? If you have something that you want me to review, if you're interested in something and you want to see it on this channel, just put them in the comments below, because that will give me kind of like a map direction of where I need to be going with this channel. Again, if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing. As you can see, this is still a new growing channel, so every subscriber definitely makes a difference. All the links are in the description below. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America, and I'll see you in the next video.